And it's Monday, y'all, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. And today's actually a special day. It's obviously we're bringing Jersey Fred on, but not only is it a special day, it's Jersey Fred's birthday. Happy birthday, Fred. What's going on, brother? How you been?
Thank you. Good, man. Good. Blessed. You know what I'm saying?
So
Still
what
alive.
so what's the plan for your birthday? Like what are you going to go out there and do? Like, obviously you can hit the shore tonight. You probably hit Karma for a little bit, right?
I mean, I just got back from Karma from Friday night.
Okay, so you've been going all
I'm
weekend.
Yeah, I'm still my shoulder is still sore from the fist pumping. You know, I'm gonna have to get rotator cuff for my birthday.
At the ripe age of 51, I would assume that you have a lot of Bengay for those nights,
Yeah.
It's just so today's basically just a day full of gym tan laundry.
Yeah. I mean, well, every day is, but yeah, especially today. A little GTL.
Nice.
We got the Yanks on at 1:00.
Okay. Who do they play tonight? Who do they play? Obviously, the only one watching spring training games, other than the guy who's at the games. I know my boy Sergio, who listens. I didn't even tell you, my buddy Sergio, who's a member at Indianwood with me. He's got season tickets to Yankees spring training because he's from Florida. So he was down at a couple games last week.
Okay, that's awesome, dude.
Yep, loves
it. It's a great field.
I was gonna say, have you ever been there? Have you ever been to a spring training game down there? Okay.
Yeah, twice. Great field, but it's a little crazy because Tampa is playing their home games there now.
Oh, really? Why? Are they getting a new field or something?
Well, I think the damage to the dome and stuff like that with the hurricanes. So it'll be interesting. The only interesting thing is when the Yanks play, the Yanks will be in the visitor dugout and the visitor clubhouse, which is kind of cool.
When they play when they play Tampa?
Tampa, yeah.
Okay. So we kind of went back and forth all weekend on what we're going to talk about today, but obviously last week, unfortunate and crazy passing of Gene Hackman.
Crazy.
The story doesn't make sense. I mean, he's been dead for like 2 weeks, but that kind of sparks up our first topic today is what's your 3 favorite sports movies of all time? 3 favorite sports movies. I'm going to go to you, Fred, then I'll go to mine.
Okay. Well, for starters, Rocky.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that one. And I'm a huge Rocky fan. I didn't even think about that one as one. That's awesome. Great first pick.
Yeah, I definitely go with Rocky. Talladega Nights. NASCAR is a sport.
Okay. All right. Talladega Nights. That's an interesting one too.
Loved it.
Okay. Funny movie.
Great movie. And then in lieu of Gene Hackman, I would say Hoosiers.
Yep. Yeah. Great pick, by the way. And in fact, that's what sparked mine. So yours are Rocky in that order. Are we going in that order?
I'm going to go in that order. Yeah.
Okay. So Rocky. Number 2 is
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, and number 3 is
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Interesting picks. Okay, my top 3.
Can I guess?
1. What?
Can I guess?
Yes, absolutely. You can guess.
Okay.
You're going to guess all 3 of mine?
Rudy.
Nope.
Oh, thank God. Okay, no. Go ahead. I'm good.
That was your only guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one for me is The Program.
Okay. Awesome movie.
Watched it every day before football in high school. Number 2, Any Given Sunday.
Another great movie. Number
3 is Hoosiers, right? In honor of Gene Hackman. It's always been up there for me. In fact, I rewatched it on Sunday. Which such a great movie.
Amazing movie.
One of my favorite parts is they walk into Butler Stadium, right? Because that's where they did the national championship, and Gene Hackman pulls out the
tape measure,
right? And he kind of says, "Well, how about 10 foot?" Measures the field. We're 15 feet. It's just like at home. But I had a similar kind of experience in high school basketball, ironically. And a guy I know your family knows, I don't know if you've ever met him, Coach Bob Johnson, who's friends of your father-in-law. Small world, right?
Yeah.
He was my coach, right? And I was a junior in high school, and we went to the regionals, and we played at Dakota High School. Now, at that time, Dakota High School was brand new. And, when we were growing up, you had the basket and then the wall, right? Well, they built this as a newer gym, and the wall was set way back. So coach had us out there like 3 days in a row shooting because of the depth perception of where that basket is compared to the wall. And it really was a big deal. So like, I remember walking in there as a junior in high school in that stadium and like, wow, kind of like those dudes from Hoosiers,
Oh my God.
So,
but favorite part of Hoosiers has to be Dennis Hopper.
Oh yeah. When he's on the bed and he's just going crazy in the rehab
when he
center.
Gets on the field. When he comes on you were in no position to make the call.
He wasn't wrong.
No,
he is just a little inebriated.
He was trashed, but he was right.
He was right. Don't count him out.
Yes.
Don't count him out. So yeah, that's, in honor of Gene Hackman, we had to do that. And then we also kind of wanted to get into there was an article the Channel 7 sent out that there was a couple of people who got their Lions season tickets revoked. Yeah. They can no longer renew the ticket. So if they want to get season tickets next year, they can't. And the reason why is they're saying that you can't profit off. You can only transfer your tickets so often, right? If you don't go to enough games, we're revoking your season ticket.
Yeah, privileges,
ticket, right? So there's a couple of interesting points here. And at first I think to myself, like, okay, I bought the tickets. I get to do whatever I want with it. Right.
Yeah.
What's your thought on this situation? And do you think that the Lions can just tell you whatever you want, what you can do with something that you purchased?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's fair, but I understand. I think there's like a whole resale thing with the NFL. Like,
okay.
I'm not sure how it really works, but like there is some kind of resale bullshit. Listen, they're not going to let you make money off their product. I mean, bottom line, it is what it is. It's right. Like they're not letting you invest in the NFL, right?
For sure.
And profit, right? Like that's not their brand. I understand that. Like, I mean, so the one guy lives out of state and he's like gifting his tickets to his family every week. And then when he would come home, he would go to a couple games. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's weird because on one hand, they want to charge you like a PSL or something, right?
What's PSL?
Like a private seating license. They do that at like MetLife and stuff like that, right? But they sell it to you as an investment. It's an investment because when you 10 years from now, when you want to get rid of your tickets, you sell your PSL and you're going to make X, you'll make more money because the PSL will be more. So they're giving you that opportunity with like a PSL, but then on the other hand, you're telling me that for the Lions Packers game, I can't sell my tickets for $1,000.
Well, they don't. So that there's a lot of key things to this, right? And they don't mention monetary anything in this article. And the reason why is because they can't track how much I sold them for, right? Maybe I paid for them on Venmo. The only thing that they're taking a look at is how many times you're transferring the tickets. Now, if you're going to get me to buy in on the fact that the guy in Florida is just giving them away to his family, no, that's not the case. This guy's making money on the tickets. There's no doubt about it. And if he goes to one game a year or whatever the case may be, but both people that were in that article lived out of state. Yes.
But the other thing is this, even the dude in Florida, why can't he invest in Lions season tickets knowing that they're good and he's going to make money? It's an investment. Who cares?
Well, if they're pitching it like an investment, that's one thing. But I have two schools of thought on this. And obviously, number one comes more personally, who is being somebody who is a season ticket holder for 15 years. Okay. Now, granted, I gave up my tickets in 19 with the COVID thing and my buddy and I, but like we gave up on the tickets because of just life stuff and the time that it took to do this, right? Getting down there, the whole nine, whatever. We took a loss for 15 years. Like we were struggling to get rid of tickets. If we couldn't go, we'd put them on Facebook. They were free. So my thought is like, if I was continued as a season ticket holder, I'm like, wait, okay, so now I can actually profit on my investment. And now you're taking that privilege away from me. What about when we were 0-16 and I was schlepping tickets all over the place, like giving them away for free and taking a loss all the time? Like you have no empathy for the fan itself.
Well, I would question this. I would question the fact, would they have pulled your tickets back then?
So that's a good point, because I was saying, Sarah and I were talking about this last night, because they had no way to monitor the tickets, right? These were paper tickets back in the day. And I think I caught like in 19 is just kind of maybe the half of them were being transferred. You had the option of either
you could get the tangible ones if you want.
Right. But I honestly don't think they would have revoked them. I don't. It wasn't even on their radar. They didn't care. They wanted somebody in the seats. Right. And so,
true. But if that's the case, then what do they care who's in the seat?
100%.
Which brings me to the fact that it is a monetary issue.
Well, it is, but they have no way of tracking it, and they don't want to say it. They're not going to outright, but you can't make money on my product. Only I can. They're not going to come out and say that. But that's exactly what they're saying.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. I mean, I do have the school of thought of you get season tickets to support your team and go to the games and blah, 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 blah. Right. No, but on the other hand, no one's to say that somebody from Seattle can't buy Lions tickets and just sell them every week.
Right. Well, I know damn well. I can name a couple of people that I know have Green Bay tickets that live here in Michigan, and they've been generational tickets that they've had for 50, 60 some years that they keep getting passed down in the family, and they can't go to every game. And it's a family ticket.
I'm on the waiting list for the Steelers for like the last 3 years.
Right.
And I would always and just I did it just because on one hand, I knew I can get rid of the tickets, to be honest. Right. On the other hand, I would like to go to a couple games. I do have some people that I know that go out there once a year, twice a year sometimes. So I knew I can get rid of 2-4 tickets to people that I know.
Right.
Or games, right? Then I always thought like, I'll just get rid of the rest of them. No big deal. Now, I don't know. Does everyone have that policy? Because it seemed like in the one article it said, due to our investigation in your account activity, like, is that an NFL thing or is that a Lions thing?
So I'm under the understanding that it's an NFL thing, and I think that first of all, they're not going to hire enough people to go through every single transaction. So it's randomly. Right. I have a friend who's locally here who got rid of a lot of his tickets. Then I text him last night. I'm like, hey, did you get yours renewed? They're like, yeah, no problem at all. So I think maybe the red flag ish right now to start to catch this quote unquote problem is if you live out of state.
Oh, I think it's more of the NFL exchange site.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because that's easy to monitor. Right.
Right.
And a lot of people use that NFL exchange site.
Yeah, and you're talking about the ticket through Ticketmaster.
Yeah, so it's verified and all that shit.
But the other side of me, right? I understand the fan side of me, the season ticket holder. I can do whatever I want, right? Your typical stereotypical arrogant American they think they can do whatever they want when they purchase something, right? Like they have no rules. But like the other part of me is like, you guy from Florida, you're jacking up the ticket prices so the real fan can't afford them anymore. And we have a waiting list now of diehard Lions fans that want to see the game where you're just profiting off them. And the Lions think of it as a better investment to get the guy who's a fan who lives in St. Clair Shores or Harrison Township or Hazel Park, who is going to go to every game and he's going to be there once he's bought in. If we have a bad season in 3 years, he's still going to be a season ticket holder, but that guy in Florida is going to be out. So maybe looking at it as a longevity standpoint,
I don't know if that's totally true either, because if they did go through a lull period, I don't know if that guy from St. Clair Shores is going to continue.
I think the thought process behind that is that they have a better chance of the loyal fan that living in St. Clair Shores is going to stay on rather than the guy from Florida who's just going to bail. And now we have open tickets. I don't know. I can give you an argument for both situations. Like, do you have no sympathy for the fan who's been a season ticket holder for 35 years?
I do, of course. But
right.
But yeah, I see both sides. My thing is, on the one hand, I can't see, I don't agree with the fact that you're telling me I can't make money off of anything.
Right.
Like, forget the loyal fan. I'm talking about simple investment. It's right. Exactly what Ticketmaster does. They're not Lion fans.
Right.
They buy all the tickets.
And they have the audacity to put every service charge known to man on there, where you pay just as much for the service charge as you pay for the tickets in some cases.
Yeah, so it's like you're not cutting down on them transferring their tickets around.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's a sticky situation. If the guys are true fans, I feel bad for them losing their tickets. That does suck. For somebody to tell you can't do something that you can do, you know what I mean? I don't know.
It's a little weird, and I'm wondering if there is any kind of fine print.
Right. Look at Hank in there. Go get him. Yeah. Go get him.
On. Hey. What's the matter?
Hank's the dog, by the way, for those of you who don't know. He must see a squirrel or something outside.
What's up?
But I said I was letting the people know who Hank is.
Yes, Hank. Hank's birthday is March 9th.
March 9th. Okay. And then I was also going to say, in lieu of your birthday today, my daughter Peyton, her birthday is tomorrow. And then we have Hank. So happy birthday to Peyton tomorrow. Then Hank's birthday is what, the 9th?
The 9th. No, he'll be 4.
Wow. Big boy.
Yeah. Yes.
Big boy.
Yes. We're excited about that.
All right. So a week of birthdays. We got Fred, Peyton, and Hank. Yeah. Okay. Happy birthday, P-Dog. So what else do we got here?
I don't know if you gave her a call, but it was my mother-in-law's birthday on the 1st.
I actually sent her a message on Facebook.
Good. Stay in good graces.
Yeah, of course. She's become a fan now that you're on.
Well,
she's become a fan of the show now that you're on. She did not watch anything. She didn't watch anything that I put out until Fred come on. And then as soon as Fred comes on, she's hearting it. I know those guys. I say, you know me too. Just because I'm not married to your daughter. It's her loss. Oh, man. Let's transition over. Stay in the football situation. There's a lot of actually a big thing that happened this weekend, and it's something I'm not excited about whatsoever, and that's Debo going to the Commanders.
Debo, man. That's
scary.
Big.
And with Jaden Daniels, I think it's a perfect situation for them, and that's scary for an NFC team to gain so much power. Not that granted he was in the NFC before, but I wasn't really overly concerned about San Francisco as they've gotten older. But the addition to Washington, Debo to Washington is huge. I think it's huge. It could pose a problem down the road in the playoffs for the Lions. How do you think he's going to do? And do you think this is his last season? That's one other thing that I said. This might be a one and done type situation.
I don't think it's his last season, and I just because he's coming to this to Washington. I feel that they're on the rise, and they're probably gonna make the playoffs again. Not sure about the run they make, but and I just feel like that he's going to get the itch of being back in the playoffs again and not wanting to retire,
So you think he'll have a pretty good season? They'll get in the playoffs and he's going to want more.
Yeah, I think he's in
from a personal standpoint.
I think he's in. I think he's in. I think Ayuk's the next to go. I think that San Francisco's totally fallen apart.
100%. Now, I thought Ayuk signed a new deal last year.
But these guys sign deals and leave.
They don't mean anything.
It means nothing.
Makes sense.
Rodgers is making $40 million this year, not playing.
Right. Speaking of Rodgers, I hate to
he won't retire.
Speaking of Rodgers, there was talk of him possibly going to the I know you're right, to the Steelers. I would laugh my ass off if he ends up in Pittsburgh.
The thing is, the rumors that are circulating for the Steelers quarterbacks are all terrible. It's like Danny Dimes, Rodgers, Cousins, and
Cousins isn't a terrible. I don't think Cousins is a terrible.
And Sam
pick.
Darnold, like these are the guys they're talking. Now they're talking. The new one is Derek Carr. Like, dude, like, you know what?
So are we completely counting out Russell and
Ian?
Why am I having a brain freeze?
Justin
Fields.
So
they're both neither one of them is going to be in a Steeler uniform next year.
No, I think Russ is getting 2 years, $80 million. I'm not sure the Steelers pay that. I'm not sure anyone wants to pay that.
No. He's older. I don't think he has what the
Steelers do have a lot of money to use, though. So that's what makes me scared they're going to sign Russ. I like Russ. Russ is cool. Like, I'm not sure he's the answer, but
I think he's a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches, to be honest with you.
I would be fine with giving Justin Fields the entire year, see what happens kind of deal. And then maybe trade up next year or like something in the draft and try to get a young kid. Now there was rumors a couple weeks ago about Lawrence. I mean,
really? I didn't hear that. That's interesting.
So that it was Lawrence was the rumors, and then the Jags actually shot the rumor down and said no. But we're good. I wouldn't be mad at that because he's 25.
Right. He's young, a lot of potential. I don't think he's got a good fit where he's at right now. I think a better coach can get him to the next level.
I just want, me personally, as a Steeler fan, it's hard to have been for 15 years and then not know what's going on. I would rather, that's why, and you know this, Kenny Clutch. That's why I was okay with Kenny Clutch. Like, give him 4 years, 3 years, just to see what happens. That was your draft pick. I mean, that's the guy you wanted. So, like, now I don't understand. It was a bad class.
Say that again.
It was a bad class, but like Kenny Pickett. It's like the other rumor was Money Mace is coming back. So Mason Rudolph coming back. Yeah,
did you just coin that name yourself? I feel like you made that up.
Oh no, that's how he's known in Pittsburgh. He's Money Mace.
No, nobody calls him Money Mace. I'm looking that up after this. Nobody calls him Money Mace.
Look it up.
I will fact check you for sure. Nobody is calling Mason Rudolph Money Mace.
Money Mace.
It's so false. But I don't see why you can't keep Justin Field, draft somebody now, and kind of go like, let him kind of under the wing for a little bit. I agree. And let him sit on the bench like that.
I agree. They're looking at
a Super Bowl next year, Pittsburgh. I mean, even though everybody in Pittsburgh thinks they are, you got a little bit of a rebuilding after the Ben loss. That's to your point, Fred. It's 15 years of the same quarterback who is phenomenal, and now you got to recover from it.
And the thing is, honestly, when they drafted somebody like Ben, any team, you just feel such a relief.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about that position ever again
for
a while.
Years. Yeah, it's like, and when they got Kenny Clutch, I'm like, oh, maybe maybe he gives us 10 years. I don't know, but I mean, it didn't work. Guy won a ring.
I was just gonna say it worked out for him.
Guy won a ring.
Well, speaking of like quarterbacks in the draft, obviously the two biggest names in the draft right now, as far as the quarterback position, are Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Okay. Everything that I'm hearing, I'm reading, it says that Cam's going to go above Shedeur. Do you think that is going to be the case?
Yes.
Okay. And with that being said, who do you think is going to be a better NFL quarterback between the two? I'll let you go first, and then I'll give my insight on that as well. Tell me, who do you think would be better and why?
I think Cam.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
I just think Cam is just also, and listen, nobody knows anything, right?
Yeah, like, we're all speculating.
We're Monday morning quarterbacks, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, it's so weird that like the way the mock drafts have changed,
right?
Where like it's like obviously they know more than we do, but like they must see something also.
Okay,
because like there's drafts with Shador going like 10, like really? Mock draft. Yeah, like
I don't
think
he's gonna fall that low.
No, I don't either, because if you need a quarterback, you need a quarterback, and like I said, it's better off grabbing somebody now than trying to wait. I think there's a couple other kids out there that are decent.
Okay, who would you say is probably going to be a sleeper out of
my sleeper? My sleeper's Dart.
Give me the full name. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Look it up.
Who is it?
It's he's a kid that the Steelers are also looking at late, but you know I think there's a couple kids that the kid from Ohio State's not terrible. He's not terrible. Not terrible. I'm not saying he'll end up like a Mason Rudolph, right?
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Absolutely. Like every quarterback that comes out of Ohio State.
Yeah,
for the most part, minus the kid in Houston right now. Like that, you know, he's an anomaly. But every other Ohio State quarterback that won the national championship ends up being a backup somewhere or a Mason Rudolph type position on a team. Right?
It'll be interesting to see how like what happens at the U this year with Carson back, and like now does he project himself
to be up
as a top 3-5 guy like after this? I mean, I don't know. Do you think Shador?
I do think Shador. And here's the reason why. After like I watched a couple of interviews. Number one, why is he not throwing? Why is Cam Ward not throwing in the combine? That makes no sense to me. Like when you come out with that like arrogant type, I know everything, I just don't see you doing well on the NFL. And I think that Shador is going to be a better NFL quarterback because he's going to be more coachable. I think that his dad has a big influence on what happens. And he's, you know, as long as his dad gets along with the coach, he's going to instruct his son to do what he says to do. Now, I'll tell you what, he gets in a bad system, he gets a bad coach, Deion's going to make it publicly clear that it's not a right fit and you do what you want to do. And if that happens, if Deion is not on the same page with their coach, he's not going to do well. But I think he's going to be a better quarterback, all around quarterback, more coachable quarterback in the NFL than Cam Ward.
And it's going to be interesting too.
Yeah,
because I'm excited to watch both of them play. Like
absolutely.
And I feel as if the teams that are going to draft these guys are playing them.
Right.
You know, they're not. I don't know if like the Titans or whoever's up there is going to sit a quarterback that they draft. There's no reason to.
No. Well, and whoever picks up either one of these is like dire need.
Yeah,
they don't like have somebody, and they're like these teams that are on the bottom of the barrel in the NFL. That's usually the number one position that has to be filled. It's the hardest position to fill, and it's the biggest gamble as far as a pick.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying them a ton of money. You know, going back to our like Bryce Underwood talks, like they're paying him a ton of money for expectation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that's why it'll be interesting to at least watch these guys play.
Right.
I'm excited. I'm a Shador guy. I'm a Shador fan. I'm a Cam fan, like I don't know how he's going to translate. Like you said, all that stuff with Prime and stuff like that, that also could be a downfall.
It could hurt or it could help
Yeah.
or hurt. There absolutely. I could see it going either way. I'm obviously a huge Dion guy. Growing up at
of course,
our age, like he was the man back in the day, and everybody wanted to be a Dion.
Yes.
To prime time.
But
it'd be interesting to see how they do. But I'm certainly right now. I would say I think Shedeur is going to be a better quarterback than Cam Ward for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wanted to also, we always talk about what we do on the weekend. So Saturday, I go to what your favorite card game? Which
not
is
at all. No. The only euchre I know is Bob.
Baseball, Bob Euchre. So in Jersey, they don't play euchre.
No, euchre's for the woods. Spades is for the hoods.
Okay, I got you. So, did you not even know what euchre was until you moved to Michigan, or do you heard of it? Or?
No clue.
No clue.
It's like the frisbee game in the woods you guys play.
And somebody's like, "Hey, we're gonna play some euchre," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like the frisbee game in the woods you guys play.
That is not. First of all, I do not play frisbee golf.
It's a made up game. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I was at a euchre,
and you definitely play the frisbee game in the woods.
I do not play frisbee game. I hate frisbee. I can't throw a frisbee. I don't like anything that involves.
What do they call that game?
Disc golf.
All right.
And how dare you just assume that I play disc golf? Just come right at me.
Well, I would assume you play euchre and frisbee golf.
I do not play no frisbee golf. Big euchre player, by the way. Love playing euchre. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So we're at this euchre tournament. It's at a bar. And
tournament.
It's a It's a fundraiser, but it's a tournament.
Okay.
Like 24 people pay $50 to get in. You're winning some cheese, man. It's legit, Fred.
All right. I'm not mad. I just think it's a made-up game.
It's not a made-up. Euchre is not a made-up game. Although I guess at one point it was made up, and then they continued to play it. So the Red Wings were playing in Columbus at the Shoe.
Yeah.
Yes. It's on every series. I, however, am looking at the little TV in the corner, watching the Pistons in the net in Brooklyn.
Yes.
I had brought up to these people that maybe we should put the Piston game up over the speaker, and I got shot down.
Why?
Well, apparently I'm in Hockeytown, Fred.
I'm just saying.
I'm in Hockeytown.
After we had that go ahead.
And with that being said, somebody said, "What's with you and the Pistons?" Like, first of all, we've won 9 of the last 10 games.
Yes.
Beat Boston. Unfortunately, got blown out and manhandled by Denver. And then, I'll be beating Brooklyn on Saturday evening, and I believe we did not play yesterday. So it's the hottest team in Detroit right now. What do you mean? Like, why do we not and the Red Wings lost? And the fact they lost 2 games to the same team over this past weekend. Why are we not watching the Pistons game? Why are we watching the Red Wings?
The Wings uniforms were pretty badass, though.
They were pretty sweet. And the fact that they were playing in the Shoe was pretty dope, too.
Yeah.
Even not being a Red Wings fan. So I am absolutely just playing about the Hockeytown situation. But that was cool.
Don't diminish the fact that the Wings are in the playoffs right now.
But losing 2 games over the weekend didn't help.
No. But
I believe there's 3 or 4 teams within 4 points.
2 to 4 points.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I truly believe that Boston Bruins, I'm talking hockey.
Yeah.
I truly believe they end up in the playoffs, and Rangers can get hot. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if they hold that 8 spot, 7 or 8 with Ottawa, and and now Columbus. I mean, it's like Columbus and the Wings, and you got Ottawa, Boston, and the Rangers in there all fighting for that. So I'm not sure they end up with that spot. If they do end up in the playoffs, they're out in the first round.
Wings.
Yes.
Okay. With that being said, if the Pistons make it to the playoffs, which I do feel they will, how do you see them do? What's that?
They're definitely in.
All right. How do you see them doing in the playoffs? And I guess it really depends on who they play, of course. But as of right now, we're a 5 or 6 seed. Where do you see us going?
They're either going to go maybe New York. So you don't want to end up, if they're 6, they're going to end up in New York. If they're a 5, I think it's going to be Bucks, maybe. Both are going to be tough. Yeah. I don't know. It's really going to depend on how hot or cold they are at the beginning of the playoffs. But if I was a money man, I would say they're out in the first round.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's like a sweep or anything like that. I just mean that
put up a good fight.
And if they do end up as the 6th seed and they do end up out in the first round, it's still a great season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Coming from last season. So I got a friend a client I've known for a long time by the name of Jake Bonderek. I'm probably going to bring him on soon once the Pistons, especially the playoff time, if I can get him on. He's the biggest Piston fan I know. He's like me with Lions. He's the Pistons. And he did a video when he was at the game in Boston, and he called Malik Beasley Malik Threesley.
Love it.
I knew you would. You would. So I feel that Bonderek coined that name, very similar to how you coin names, in my opinion, like Teddy Two Gloves.
You love Teddy Two Gloves.
I did love Teddy Two Gloves. Danny Dimes, I don't think is yours, but I think you caught that one on. Give me some of your other names that you
Money
made
Mace.
Up. Money Mace. Wait, Money Mace.
Don't forget about Money Mitch, though.
Who's Trubinsky?
Yeah.
No way. Nobody called him Money Mitch Trubinsky. That's for sure.
We did, though. We did.
Who's we? Steelers fans?
Yes. No, Steelers Nation.
Oh, Steelers Nation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that Bonderek's Malik Threesley is going to hold up a little bit better than Money Mace Rudolph as far as the coining of a phrase.
We'll see it.
I'm here to officially say that I want Jake Bonderek to get some sort of royalties when he wins 6th Man of the Year and makes a splash in the first round of the playoffs.
That would be awesome.
Don't you think Jacob deserves that with that clever name?
100%. Coming from a guy of nicknames,
yes,
that's up there. That's way up there.
So you'll love Bonderek. In fact, I think we probably should get all 3 of us on because Bonderek's a huge wrestling guy too.
Okay. Like there was a lot of stuff went on over the weekend, and I won't say anything about it.
Yeah, we won't. If we bring Bonderek on, I will sit sidelines and let you two talk about wrestling, coining phrases.
I will say that I think you would be interested in what happened this weekend, which is interesting. Like you would be very interested in what happened this weekend. Just
my take on wrestling. So I would assume that if you're saying that, I'm assuming that you're telling me that somebody from the past is making a splash at what's going on. Okay. All right. I can't do it. Who is it?
Let's just say that The Rock and Cena showed up over the weekend at the pay-per-view.
Okay. A touch after my time.
Yes.
But still understand the magnitude of those two.
Yes.
Right? Not a huge Cena fan, definitely a huge Rock fan.
Saturday night, though, there was a great fight. I know you're not a boxing guy.
No, I tried to follow.
Doug's a boxing guy.
Doug is a boxing guy. Diego was a huge boxing guy. You know that.
Javante Davis Tank fought on Saturday.
Right.
Against Lamont Roach Jr. Great fight. Went the distance. I had it just about even. And it was a majority draw.
I'm curious how many people on here that watch this are boxing. Like, I think I need to get into it a little bit more. If I'm going to dip my toe in the boxing or the MMA world, where do I start? You think MMA or boxing?
That's it's either or. Like what I would do if I were you, to be honest with you, almost every Saturday night there's scraps, right?
Right.
I would just to dip your toe in it. You look at the schedule, UFC Saturday, and you just start watching the scraps. The thing with boxing and the MMA right now is it's hard. There is no guy. There's just no guy. Like,
So
we
it's
ran.
It's a bunch of people, and nobody's really made a big name for themselves, right?
I mean, I think a lot of the people that have made a name for themselves are on their way out. But like in boxing, we ran to the televisions to watch Tyson. Like no one missed a Tyson fight. Like,
Never,
crowded in a living room with the only person you knew that had HBO at the time.
Or you all, like, this is when I was in college. I forget which one it was, but like we all like threw in $20.
Yeah,
you got a barrel. Somebody paid $150 for pay-per-view.
yes.
And then the fight was like 30 seconds, and everyone's like, "Where's the barrel? Where's the barrel?"
Yeah,
because that fight didn't last long.
So it's like, but this is why the Jake Pauls of the world are getting viewership, just because no one really is taking the reins.
Because he's more of a household name-ish because of the TikTok, YouTube type thing. Like, you think so? You're saying that if there was more of that guy, or somebody's focused more on a number one, you think that the viewership would go up in the MMA or boxing?
Yeah, there's no excitement, and there's not like when you sit around and you're like, oh, I can't wait for his next fight. There really isn't that, because, and there's also a lot of bullshit between the camps and not agreeing on shit. And it's like, dude, just fight. Like, like,
again, I don't follow, but it's like more business than actual entertainment.
Yeah. The money got too much, right?
Right.
Like, compared to the Tyson days, like, Tyson would be a trillionaire today.
Right.
A trillionaire, So, I mean, everybody wants to get the bag and stuff like that. And that kind of also fucks up the game.
Right.
And that's why you get a Jake Paul who is fighting people, because they're getting paid. And
to be honest with you, I watched the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. I'm not a big boxing fan, but to your point, like, I know both names. I want to see what Tyson was going to do. I'm curious about this Jake Paul kid, like, and I always, anytime I have a question, I go to you. But when he first started fighting, I was like, is this guy legit? Right. And then Rogan's saying he's legit. You're telling me he's legit. I was like, okay, maybe this kid's onto something,
Now, you have to understand, though, this dude is training, all day.
Right.
He's not just like some YouTube guy who's like, hey, yeah, let's pick a fight and stuff.
It would be the equivalent of me just jumping in the ring. Like, people know me.
He kind of got serious about it. Now, the thing is, I will say, I'm not sure he fought any real boxers.
No.
So that's the thing. But viewership will show you that no one gives a shit.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. So
and maybe this is kind of his stepping stone. I'm going to fight, and then maybe he's going to, go on. Maybe he is going to be that guy.
Never.
No, not at all.
No way. No.
Not at all.
Like, he was talking about fighting Canelo, and I'm like, Canelo would drag him around the ring. Like it was
no business being in the same ring.
Yeah. Like, and Canelo's not fighting him, but which is kind of a good thing, because it's like, dude, come on, man. Either work your way up through the ranks, which is fine, get yourself in there. But the thing is, Jake Paul is at a point where he doesn't have to fight himself through the ranks. The money that he brings in attracts anybody.
Right.
So a lot of people take the fight, whether he deserves it or not.
For that kind of money, I'll take
the money. Yeah. I think it's going to end up with him and Logan fighting each other at one point.
Makes life,
which would be cool too.
Absolutely. All right, we're wrapping up here, but a couple things we got. Obviously, you got any things coming up this week? Anything exciting?
This week we have there. Well, it's the last week of college basketball before champion week. Some of the little conferences wrapped up. They started already.
Okay.
But this is the last week of basketball, college basketball regular season, and then championship week will be next week.
So we'll know next Monday. We'll know seeding and everything for the tournament, right? We should.
No, champion week is next week. So it's all the conference. Sunday. It's the conference tournaments will be next week.
Okay.
Some of the really small conferences have started their conference tournaments.
I got you.
So
but we have 2 weeks before we know what so not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Yes. And then that'll be selection Sunday. And then, right after St. Patty's Day is when gets into full swing. But yeah, this is the last week. It's kind of cool. Like, it doesn't really mean that much still.
Right.
And then,
what's going on with the She Believes Cup? Is that still going on?
They lost.
Okay.
So it was a round robin and that's it. So like you do the round robin and then the top team gets the cup. Oh. Look at you, dude. Listen, I texted you on Saturday and Juju dropped 30. So,
and I told you I don't even know who Juju is. You respond with
terrible.
you respond with is you hate women and you hate women's sports. It's not true.
That's what I get from it.
No, I love women.
When I say that Juju dropped 30 and you say that's the only person I've ever heard that name from, that's mind-boggling to me.
And I don't hang out with a lot of people that are huge women's sports fans, and I don't know anybody that I didn't know. Well, congratulations to Juju for putting up 30. I don't even know who you are. Apparently I did look it up. You play for LSU, right? No.
USC.
USC. Yeah, I know it was a 30.
I mean, the girl averages 25 a game.
She's no Caitlin Clark.
And Splashaway? Which is, speaking of nicknames, look it up.
Stop. This is, we're going to end on this. And then someone's going to go, who is Ann Splashaway?
CC. Caitlin Clark. Ann Splashaway.
Caitlin Clark's nickname is actually Ann Splashaway.
Yes.
Did you name her that?
No. Look it up. Ann Splashaway. CC.
Are we taking a play on words from Anne Hathaway?
Ovs. But yes, it's Ann Splashaway.
Okay. I'm definitely looking that up because I've never heard anybody reference Caitlin Clark by Ann Splashaway.
You gotta see the ticket prices for the Fever next year. And the Liberty.
We'll table that till next week. Fred. All right, man. We'll see you next Monday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow for Peyton. Hope everybody has a great day, y'all. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right, brother.